Have you ever wanted to play a Khajiit character, but you were not too big a fan of the way that the game handled the dialogue for your character? Now, it's great when you're playing every other race, but when you play a Khajiit, you run into this problem where, even though you're a Khajiit, the words that you are saying do not sound like they would be coming from a Khajiit. Because as you know, if you've played any of the other Elder Scrolls games, Khajiit always speak in a way that is where they reference themselves in third person. They're very formal and actually a little bit rude a lot of the time. Now, this add-on that I'm going to show you guys is called Khajiit Speak. And what it does, basically, is it replaces all of the words in the dialogue options, words like I, me, those words, and it replaces them with things like Khajiit, this one, and it even puts in your character's name into the dialogue, which is a very, very cool idea. Now, this add-on was created by, let me make sure I am getting the name correct, Diriel, right there. So, a huge thank you to Diriel for this add-on, and you might have noticed that it said the add-on is out of date. But do not worry, this add-on I don't think has actually been updated in quite a while, and yet it works perfectly with the newest version of the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I am going to show you the way that this add-on works, and I will do it first by speaking to this merchant up in the tent over there. Now pay attention to the dialogue option that was goodbye normally.
Something strike your fancy? The sea bear's strange fruit of late.
So there you go. Instead of goodbye, the option now says Khajiit must go now. And there you go. It works exactly like goodbye does. Now let me speak to this character here. He has a bit more to say, and I can show you the add-on actually putting in your character's name.
You want words? Talk to Ranabi.
So here we go. We have Khajiit must go now, which you already saw. And also, you will tell this one. What do you do here?
Fix things. Make them
Alright,
better.
and then we'll cut through a little bit of this dialogue here to show you. There we go.
She died at sea.
Khajiit sees, Khajiit is sorry, and Khajiit must go now, which is basically just goodbye, like always.
With me.
Now,
Anyone makes trouble?
this would normally say, I see, and this would normally say, I am sorry. Now if we select Khajiit sees,
Then we have
there
an
you go.
understanding.
You will see that now it says Janir, which is my character's name, is sorry about your wife. So you can see that my character's name was actually put into my dialogue option to say to this character. And I think that that is just such a very, very cool idea. And it's actually not something that I think was in the original idea for this mod, which was a Skyrim mod, which went, I believe, by the same name, Khajiit Speak. I think they both have the same name. So that's a very, very cool idea. And there's actually a lot of options for this mod that I would really like to show you guys. So, let me open up the add-on menu here and head over to Khajiit Speak. Now, enabled for Janir. This allows you to change this add-on and turn it on or off depending on what character you're playing. So if you want this for some characters and not others, this is the option for that. But the most interesting options are actually these three here. Now the first one, use name. This will allow you to actually use your character's name, like I just showed you, in the dialogue. So it will interject your character's name in place of I or me. And you can actually also use full name. So I do not have a full name, which means my first name and my surname. I do not have a surname. I only have my first name for this character. But if you did have a surname, you could actually have it where the game would put in both names if you wanted to play a very formal character. Next, we have use race. Now this mod, or this option, allows you to use the actual race that you're playing. It allows it to be an option. So if you do not want your character ever to say what race they are, you could turn this off, keep your name, and your character would only refer to themselves by their name. And vice versa. Never use their name, only use their race. But Another interesting option is the one that goes along with that option. If you have use race enabled, you can use dynamic race. Now what this does is that it unlocks the ability for any race to use their own race in dialogue. So right now I've just been showing you a Khajiit. So his race is a Khajiit, so when he's in dialogue he will say, Khajiit is done talking now. But let's say that I was playing a Breton. This dialogue option would then say, Breton is done talking now. And it might be a little bit weird to use that because Khajiit are, of course, the only character race, or the only race that speak in third person like that. But if you wanted to play a character like the mod author here says, they're a little bit confused, you totally can, and I think that's great. I would always recommend leaving this one off if you want to go for that immersive feeling. This way you are not having a Imperial or a Nord character refer to themselves in third person where they normally wouldn't. But again, the option is completely up to the user, which is great. Now, the next option is one that's a little bit strange. It's called line waiting. And what this does, according to what I can understand from this information box here, is that it will add more weight to different types of words to be replaced into the dialogue. So Khajiit and positive lines will be more likely to choose Janir. Or I'm sorry, negative and unfriendly lines will be more likely to choose Khajiit, and positive lines will be more likely to choose Janir. So if you are normally saying something that's a bit more rude or a bit more standoffish, this will then select Khajiit. And if you're saying something that is a very nice, very pleasant dialogue option, you will use your name. And this way you're able to distinguish a little bit more the kind of tone that you're giving off by selecting that dialogue option. Now, it does warn, this feature is performance intensive and may cause trouble on older machines. Right now I have it turned on and I haven't noticed any performance problems, but I am running a fairly good machine. So I would use this one at your own risk. I don't believe that there is any damage that could be done to your game in any way by turning this on. So if you're going to use this mod, it's definitely worth a shot. And the option that goes along with line waiting is impolite pronouns. And this option here will, again, replace some more of the words there, like it has highlighted in purple. Khajiit wishes you would not do that. And it replaces it to Khajiit wishes it would not do that. Now, this is actually the way that the Khajiit speak. When they are being very friendly, they refer to other people as, well, people. When they're being more taken aback, a bit more impolite, they will refer to people as objects. That's just the way that the Khajiit speak. So it's really neat seeing this option make its way into the mod. It's such a great idea, and I would say by just all these options alone, the mod author has really captured the full range of dialogue that the Khajiit speak with. And there are some more options here. Word subbing, whether or not words will be randomly substituted for others. It attempts to interject a little more Khajiit personality into the text. So, we have these two examples here. You want Khajiit to steal that, or you want Khajiit to take ownership of that. Again, the way that the Khajiit speak this makes perfect sense. They tend to make light of some pretty serious allegations. So a Khajiit wouldn't generally say that they stole something, they would say that they relieved someone of their possession. And then you do have the fluff chance, as he calls it, which is the chance of fluff text being inserted into various places. It attempts to make the lines sound more Khajiit in personality, and the higher the value, it'll make it more common, lower values, less common. Now, the final option that we have here is Goodbye Line Mode. Now, you saw earlier when I was speaking to those other characters, my option was Khajiit must go now. Now, you have three other options here. You have Off, which turns the goodbye line to goodbye, which is the normal goodbye option. Static, which the line will always be, Khajiit must go now, and the goodbye line will always be chosen at random if you choose dynamic. Now, the mod author does recommend dynamic, but static is default to keep in line with the normal game behavior, where you would always have the same goodbye option. Now, I actually would prefer to keep it at static myself as well, just because it would not make much sense for Khajiit to say goodbye, so I wouldn't really want that option coming up much myself. But the choice is yours. And really, that is it for the mod. It is a great mod for this game, and I'm really happy that it works so well with the dialogue. I've not seen any problems with speaking with other NPCs. I think it works incredibly well. It fits perfectly into the world, and it lines up very well with the actual Khajiit dialogue. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave the link down to the mod below. Make sure you check it out. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you all in my next Elder Scrolls Online add-on video, and I will also see you in my Let's Play series. Thank you so much for watching.